We continue our journey. And if you found this message, don't scroll. God might want you to hear this. Today we're going to walk through 7 important parts. 7 keys that will help you understand how to walk in the light of God in every season of your life. Not only in moments of peace, but also in seasons of confusion, waiting, and struggle. Stay with me, because each part matters. What feels like distance from God is never His doing. We assume He has moved away. But God remains close, patiently waiting, gently drawing us back. Yet the weight we carry can make Him feel far. Guilt, shame, regret. And without realizing it, we begin to build our own bondage. Part 1. You are not who you were. Let's begin here. Romans 6, verses 3-9 reminds us that through Jesus Christ, we were baptized into His death and raised into a new life. This is not symbolic only. It is spiritual reality. The old version of you, the one defined by sin, by mistakes, by brokenness, was crucified with Christ. But many still live as if that old identity is alive. They introduce themselves through their past. They think through their past. They limit their future because of their past. But God does not relate to you based on who you were. He sees you through what Christ has done. Walking in the light begins when you stop identifying with what God has already put to death. Part 2. The bondage we keep. Now here is something very important. Freedom has already been given, but bondage can still be maintained. Romans 6, verses 11-14 tells us to consider ourselves dead to sin. That means there is a decision involved. Sometimes the chains are no longer spiritual. They are internal. We replay the same thoughts. We agree with lies about ourselves. We carry guilt longer than God intended. We say, I know God forgives, but, and that but becomes a prison. But the truth is this: you cannot walk in freedom while holding on to what God has already released. Part 3. There is no condemnation. Romans 8 declares something that should transform the way we live. There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. No condemnation means God is not holding your past against you. God is not waiting to punish you. God is not measuring you by your worst moment. Yet many believers still live under self-condemnation. They approach God carefully, from a distance, with hesitation. But condemnation does not come from God. Conviction comes from God. And conviction leads you back. Condemnation pushes you away. Grace pulls you closer. If your thoughts are pushing you away from God, that is not His voice. Part 4. You are not a slave. Romans chapter 8 goes even deeper. You did not receive a spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but the spirit of adoption. This changes your position completely. You are not trying to earn access to God. You already belong. Slaves perform out of fear. Children come close with trust. Many people still relate to God like servants trying not to fail, instead of children who are already loved. But when you understand that you are adopted, that you are chosen, that you are received, you stop running away when you fall. You return. Part 5. The right fear of God. Now let's bring balance. Grace does not cancel the fear of God. It restores the right understanding of it. Hebrews chapter 12 reminds us that we have come, not to fear and distance, but to the presence of the living God. The fear of God is not terror. It is reverence. It is the awareness of His holiness, His authority, His love, and His truth. Does not make you hide, makes you realign. When you walk in the light, you don't avoid God. You honor Him in the way you live. Part 6. Forgive yourself to walk forward. This is where many remain stuck longer than necessary. They accept that God forgives. But they don't release themselves. They carry yesterday into today. They define themselves by moments God has already covered. But listen carefully. If God has forgiven you, holding on to guilt is not humility. It is resistance to grace. Forgiving yourself is not ignoring what happened. It is agreeing with what God has already decided. And when you forgive yourself, your heart begins to open again. Healing begins. Peace returns. And from that place, you can forgive others more freely. Part 7. What it means to walk in the light. So what does it truly mean to walk in the light of God? It means living in alignment with truth. His light reveals, but it also restores. His light is clarity when everything feels confusing. His light is peace when your heart feels heavy. His light is direction when you feel lost. And Romans 8 reminds us, the Spirit of Him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you. That means the light is not distant. It is within you. So walking in the light is not about reaching something far away. It is about choosing daily to live in what God has already placed inside of you. So if you've been standing at a distance, if you've been carrying guilt, if you've been waiting to feel ready, come back. Not with fear, not with hesitation, but with confidence in His grace. You are no longer bound. Now you understand the path. Walk in the light. If you felt something in your heart while listening, don't ignore it. Tap subscribe and continue this journey with us.